Welcome to the weekly RFOX AMA. I'm Lenny Clifford here with the RFOX CEO and co-founder, Benny Fairbank. How's it going, mate? You're still in Dubai, right?
Yeah, very well, thank you. Yep, still in Dubai.
How's your week been?
Fantastic. I think this place is wonderful because by the time you finish your productive workday, you're still miles ahead of where you'd normally be. So it's been an extremely productive trip.
Good to hear. And since spending some time in Dubai, has anything come up that would change the direction or the strategy of RFOX?
Not change the direction, but definitely accelerate in particular areas. And I think there's opportunities for us to cooperate with people that will help us with mass adoption.
Okay, so what sort of areas could you see yourself or see RFOX accelerating?
I think the time to market and also the ability for us to be able to tap into supply chains and logistics.
Okay, so you're talking about potentially partnering with other protocols, other projects, which would speed up the time to market.
More sort of the physical side. So when we're talking about the VIRLs, the bringing the NFT, huge utility.
Okay, I can see you smiling here, Benny.
Yeah.
I know there's something interesting coming. I'd like to press you on that, but I'll just move along. We've got a lot to talk about. I think we wanted to touch on the tokenomics today. I know they're coming up, but just it's been a good start to the week. Let's just look at what's happening in the market at the moment. There's been a big pump. It looks like the market's learning to fly again, and some hopium amongst the uncertainty. And RFOX is just weeks away to some major launches of the RFOX Metaverse, the NFT platform, and the media platform also. So it could all be perfect timing. And then you have the new economic model coming, and it's quite an important stage of the roadmap that we're coming up to, right? So what all happens with the ecosystem once it's all launched?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've been working for years to get these products to come together, and I realize people want things to happen a lot quicker, but ultimately these products need each other to be able to get their full potential realized. So they need to be able to plug into each other. So sometimes something's ready and sitting on a shelf for a little bit while something else is being built to help facilitate that. Because my example always is, if we've got RFOX TV, people would say, for example, I don't see the difference between this and a YouTube. But if you say we've got RFOX TV and an NFT marketplace that allows creators to mint, capture moments, do social gifting, etc., then it suddenly becomes a much more complex offering, and it does provide something that's unique. So that's something that we really need to make sure that these products are finished and are out to market so that they can click together. Otherwise, we just get another version of something that's already saturated in the space out in the market, and that's not what we're building. So we resist the temptation and we make sure that we wait till we get it right. So it's going to mean really huge progress for us and final realization for all the hard work we've been doing.
Sure, big moment coming up. And now, before we get into the new tokenomics model, why did RFOX need to make changes?
Yeah, it's not really sort of what we've done is we've said we've got a lot of things coming together now. So we've got COGS, we've got RFOX, we've got VFOX. What we wanted to do is try and work out how we could look after all of our early investors and how we could give back and make sure that the models that we're building for rapid scale and growth meant that there was a continual reward or mechanism to making sure that those people were looked after. So you can't just say, okay, we've got a farm over here, we've got this over here, we've got COGS here. What we had to do is bring them all together. And that's what this model does. It brings everything together.
Okay, sure. And can you then share some of the details about the new tokenomics model? What are the key components?
Yeah, key components are making sure we look after RFOX, VFOX holders, and that we also have an element of COGS in there as well. So we're introducing NFTs for apartments and avatars. Avatars will automatically afford you an apartment, and that'll be your social space. Doesn't act as a shop. You can't sell anything from it, but that's a place that you can hang out, host, do meetings, bring your friends in. You can decorate that and personalize those. So what will happen is if you acquire a avatar, you will actually get an apartment at no cost. And the great part about it is it works very similar to Artifact and some of the other previously successful NFT drops, in the sense that you'll continue to get value over time, because what will happen is, if you've got an avatar, any future drops that we do, like hoverboards or the likes, I don't want to give away too much, that'll all come to the avatar holders just for holding an avatar. If you've got an apartment, you might get, for example, cars or furniture. All of the future drops and collaborations that we do, those people will be entitled to continually receive rewards. The secondary trading volume will go to VFOX holders and NFT holders. So that's a model that's very different, because it means that all revenue generated goes back to rewards. So 6% of secondary market sales, and half of the supply will be going to COGS holders. So COGS holders will be able to redeem their COGS for avatars and apartments, and they will be burned. So we'll see a mass deflation of COGS, and a chance for people to evaluate whether they want to stay in COGS because they think they're going up, or whether they want to transfer those to apartments and avatars. So it's a multifaceted system, and people will be speculating on which is the game theory that they should go with, and no one's going to know until we see where people put their money. But ultimately, the top level rewind is shop owners are going to get a ton of avatars and apartments for free. The rewards will be collected in RFOX and then distributed to VFOX and NFT holders. COGS will be burned at a massive amount, so become deflationary. And then what you'll also see is by holding those avatars and apartments, you're going to be entitled to any future drops that we do.
Wow, okay. A lot to unpack there. So how do you get your hands on an avatar?
Yeah, so we'll do several rungs and iterations. So we've got a paper that talks about that, but effectively there'll be one OG rung, which will be limited to 1,000 for sale, and 300 will go to shop owners. And the good part about this is that we give them to the shop owners that currently exist, but if you participate in a future auction for shops, you'll also get those. So that's part of the shop purchase, which makes that more enticing. But effectively, we looked at using multiple third-party tools for avatars, but we will also be using our own tool. And the reason that's really important is because we've got lots coming up with interchangeable backgrounds, music, themes, clothing upgrades. We want to make it that this NFT is like a live, evolving avatar, that it's not sort of some stagnant, stale piece. So that's really important. And then the apartments, they're all random. So your avatar and apartment may not match, but the apartments will be on different levels. You'll get studios all the way through to floating penthouses with views that are just stunning. So it's a mix of what you're going to get. It's a lucky dip, so to speak. It'll be randomly generated, but you can own as many avatars and as many apartments as you like. But those apartments will act as the office spaces for your companies. Chance for you to bring your friends and socialize. But as I say, the really important part is that everything that we do going forward has to add value to our investors and our shop owners, and nothing can detract from the shop owner value, meaning you cannot operate a business selling items out of those social spaces.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that was going to be my next question. Does the apartment impact the value of the shops? Shop owners have purchased their shops believing that they would have these exclusive areas to operate inside the vault.
No, in actual fact, it will be the reverse, because they're going to get 6 avatars and 6 apartments for free each. So that's going to potentially, depending on how the market reacts, but potentially that should cover the cost of what they've paid in the first 2 auctions or thereabouts. And
yep.
If you look at the third and fourth quarters, then you can bid up to a certain amount, knowing full well, based on trading on the market, that below that point it's free, and above that point you're paying. So I think that should boost the prices of the shops considerably, considering that you're getting those things accompanying it for free.
Okay, sure. When will the apartment sales and auctions take place?
Yeah, so that'll be on the amended upcoming roadmap, but it'll be in the next month or so. It'll be in the form of mint passes, and the reason that they're in mint passes is because the reveal schedule will be based on when the different phases of the metaverse rolls out, so that you've got ready to go avatars that you can plug in and use. So we also want to make it that the next shop auctions for the music quarter and the fourth quarter are also, they're getting mint passes that haven't been revealed yet. So there's still the speculation of being able to get something extremely rare there. So that's it's been designed very carefully, and now it's just a matter of making sure that that all fits together. But it's something that we've been excited about for months, and I think that, you know, for COGS holders, this is great because it brings huge deflation, and for VFOX holders, it brings an extra form of revenue that doesn't require us to keep using development funds. And you know, it's largely in the people's hands now, which is great.
Absolutely. Again, when it comes to the new economic model tying into RFOX and VFOX utility, what were the rates for the rewards for VFOX holders?
Yeah, so 6% of all of the secondary market sales for the NFTs will then go back into a pool. It's a really cool mechanism. You can either just stake VFOX and earn, or you can stake your NFTs with VFOX and get accelerated earnings in the pools. So you'll get a much higher amount if you've got like a shop and you put in some VFOX, you'll get a much higher return. If you've got VFOX and an avatar, you'll get much higher returns than you would if you just had VFOX or just an avatar. So there's a scaling system, and there's a little calculator that we're producing that will show you based on the current pool sizes what your likely returns are, so that you can work out, hey, I'm better if I buy 2 more apartments or an avatar and a shop. So you'll be able to work out very clearly what your estimated returns are based on pool sizes.
Wow, beautiful. And you mentioned secondary markets. Which secondary markets would the apartments be available on?
Yeah, so it'll be an ETH-based, they'll be ETH-based NFTs. So you'll be able to use them on our upcoming marketplace, which is right around the corner, very exciting. But also any marketplace that trades Ethereum-based NFTs. And they'll be 721A, so low gas.
Okay, sure. And just going back to the avatars, what sort of what might they look like? What are the components of these avatars?
Yeah, so we'll show you like base, like an image with the base characters, but ultimately they're very cool and unique in a way because they have different types of upgradable features. But we've got a very, very, very good team of people that have come on specifically to do this. So these avatars, we're looking at not what avatars will be doing now, we're looking at what the avatars are going to be doing shortly. And we're making sure that they do have that flexibility, that they are upgradable, that they are interchangeable, and that we're building it with the future in mind. We're not building these stuck characters that have one outfit or can't be changed. And I think that Fluff and a couple of other projects have done really well with being able to switch out your background and your music and all the rest of it. But we're just going to try and just keep iterating and make it so that you can continually change clothing items. And if we do a collab with a clothing brand, for example, you can actually win one of those tops or shoes or whatever, and you'll be able to transport that onto your avatar in the metaverse, which we think is really important. So you start with something that's fairly base model, and you can add on to develop that character.
Okay, sure. And how does this tie into the gamification of the Vault?
Very much so. Can't give away again too much, but what you're going to see is that we've got like human, and we've got a bit of a cyborg upgrade and interaction, and that will flow into gameplay. So we definitely see the Vault as being a game as well. Some people will want to shop, some people want to go to music and concerts, other people want to play games within the Vault. We've also talked many times before about hidden rooms and Easter eggs, and that's something that we're quite passionate about as well. But ultimately, this whole thing is geared up for many different segments of the market, and I think that the gaming aspect will still be huge. I mean, gaming in the metaverse is obviously one of the first tried use cases.
Yeah, definitely. And again, on the visual aspects, I'm interested in the apartments again. What will they look like? What sort of size? Where will they be in the Vault?
Yeah, so they're different sizes, and they'll be located around the quarters. So the artwork will come out in the first week of April, so that you can actually see that. We've actually got some pretty cool images also of what it looks like with the lights on at night time, and where the apartments look and all the rest of it. But the penthouse ones will be kind of like separate to the building blocks or the apartment blocks. They'll be the floating standalone apartments, and the furnishings in most of those apartments will be fairly standard, and then you'll be able to upgrade. And this allows us to turn on the creator economy, because you might come along and say, I'm really good at making 3D couches and decorating. So you'll be able to create items that are for sale in a marketplace that people can then put into their apartments. The penthouses will obviously have a much higher grade of furnishings, but there'll only be like 50 of those in existence. So they'll be extremely hard to get. But ultimately, there'll be numbers of this. This really starts to accelerate the opening of the creator economy, which is very important for our ongoing ecosystem's health.
Definitely. Well, that is a lot of information to go through. I'm really looking forward to actually seeing it. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions coming out. But yeah, wow, it's very exciting to see what's coming up. We are out of time, unfortunately, and I think we should leave it there. Could you just let us know if there are any other points you'd like to make before we finish up?
I think just keep watching out for the next couple of weeks. As you know, we've got a number of products dropping, and I think most people will be able to piece together the order of those things and why this economic model is important, because it all ties in very, very carefully. But ultimately, there's no secrets here. You'll be able to see very clearly, based on where we're going with social spaces and personalizable avatar systems, and making sure that we're looking after those token models, and that RFOX is continually being bought, that it's being rewarded to VFOX and NFT holders. Everything is basically coming together and working together to make sure that these product launches are very successful.
All right. Sounds good. We'll leave it at that then, Benny. Thank you so much for your time, and hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Dubai.
Thanks, mate. Have a good week.